So here we are then, week 1,
Yeah.
Wellbeing Wednesdays, just to get everyone through all of this. Hey everybody. We kind of wanted to get together, didn't we, and be able to share this random experience that we're all going through and talk about it and talk things out and talk about different scenarios and how people are coping or not coping, or all the different situations that people are in, and different things that we can bring to the table to help with that. Or I think it will help us in turn as well, won't it, to kind of experience and see what everyone else is going through. So this is kind of week 1, so we just thought we'd bring you weekly chats and advice and different topics, bring different people on to talk. So this week we've got Jill, there she is, she's amazing. So me and Jill connected last year, just before my little boy was poorly, and then stayed in touch ever since, and she's been amazing. And I've had I spoke to Jill was it yesterday? Was that just yesterday or the day before? And I had a wobbly day. And yeah, she's just been amazing. So that Jill will be great to kind of get on board and chat about that. Oh, someone's bringing us a cup of tea there. That's good.
Nice.
You've got him well trained.
I know.
Right. And then Jill's going to do, what are you going to do with us at the end of today's session, Jill?
So I'm going to take you through some conscious breathing, because I talk about this a lot, right? So much stuff gets stuck, right? So actually, we don't breathe properly. And a simple tool to really help people reground and reconnect is just by doing conscious breathing. So just being aware of where you're breathing from. A lot of the time, especially now, people are breathing from their chest. So actually, it really takes you into a space of diaphragmatic breathing. So we're going to do a little bit of breathing, and it means that anyone that tunes in or anyone that watches this on replay can just use that tool as an anchor throughout their day.
Yeah.
And it's super simple.
Nice.
Yeah, super simple.
Fab. And I think that's what we were going to talk about tonight, was kind of like coping in this scenario and this that we're all living. And it's a random situation, isn't it? And this is what me and Jill were talking about the other day, is that this is everyone's experiencing this, and we're all experiencing it in different ways and coping with it in different ways. We're kind of saying, what other coping mechanisms or what things have we all experienced in the last couple of weeks since we've been on full lockdown. I've had bad days and good days and days in between, and what kind of use different things to deal with that. How have we all found it?
Well, I think I was talking to you tonight, Sarah, about this, and initially mine was wine, and I was just finding that every night I was having a glass of wine almost as a right, the day's over, I can have a glass of wine, and it kind of felt almost like holiday mode when you've got a week off work and you have that glass of wine, you stay up late, but getting out of that mindset, if it's not this reality for probably quite a long time, and it's finding some structure in this like abnormality, and creating a bit of a routine that's actually a healthy routine.
Yeah, I found the same. I even said that to John tonight. I said, do you know what, I fancy a drink. And I think it's because I've stopped working now, so filming's been suspended, so I'm trying to be productive outside of that. But I feel like if every night's a weekend, it kind of feels like, well, I've not really got anything to do tomorrow, so I feel a little bit stressed again. And the reality of the situation tends to hit me of an evening when I've stopped and had my days over, and I sit down and think, God, no, this is it again, and we've got the same thing again tomorrow. So I think you're right. It's funny, isn't it? Because we're quite early into this, which, like you say, could be something that could go on for weeks, months. Hopefully no longer than that, but we just don't know. So I think, and me and Jill were talking about this the other day, I think it's important to get some kind of structure and routine, so that although it's very different to what we're used to, we can kind of almost make it a normality as such.
Yeah, and I've stopped watching the news, because as much as I want to hear what's going on, I was finding that it's so depressing, and hearing death count every day, and now in the one, and thinking, God, that's terrible. I'll have another, it's just so depressing and like sad watching the news that then plays on my mind, and I'm finding it hard sleeping. I'm sleeping and I'm not worried about anything, but I think subconsciously somewhere I must be, because I'm not having good sleep. and I'm waking up so early every morning feeling like I've not had a good sleep. And I just think it's just all of these things contributing into that.
Yeah, I think everyone's central nervous system is really heightened and triggered right now. So even people like myself who have so many tools that I can tap into, thankfully, because I've had so many personal challenges during the last 2 weeks as well. My mum ended up ill in hospital and we couldn't get in to visit her, and there was just so much happening. But so everyone's nervous system's triggered and heightened, whether they realise it or not. And I think it's just so important that each morning, particularly when we're talking about routine, we get in that habit of lying in. And for me, a powerful morning is important. And it's even just maybe not having such a strict structure, but having, getting up in the morning and doing some grounding, like grounding yourself and thinking about today instead of, right, what's happening in the news, instead of automatically checking your phone or checking social media, because what you're doing by doing that in the morning, whether it's going on to read the news or watch the news or watch someone else on social media or follow anyone else, you're inviting so much external stuff into your head. Like you would never wake up in the morning and invite 200 people and their opinions and their news into your bedroom.
Yeah, so
but
true.
you're doing exactly the same when you are doing it on your phone. Your mind doesn't know the difference between someone on your phone and their opinion or story or someone coming into your personal space. It only knows what you're feeding it. So we need to be really conscious of how we're starting our day, for sure. Because I think how we start our day definitely has an effect on how we deal with the rest of our day, and we deal with all the other stuff and all the challenges that we're all facing right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's a hard one. Sorry, go on, Claire.
Obviously, I've been trying to start mine with exercise because that's something that works for me on a normal day. And so when I've been getting up and I've been encouraging the kids, we've been either going out for a run, doing Joe Wicks, doing our own program, just running around, doing some kind of fitness session, just to have just something that's positive and get us moving and kind of get us ready for the day.
And that does make you feel better, doesn't it? Because we're both the same, aren't we? Like exercise for me is a massive thing, and that's what I'm missing. One of the main things I'm missing is being able to go out and go to the gym and have that routine for me. But what I'm finding is I'll have some mornings and I'll get up and I'll exercise and I will feel set for the day. I'll feel so much better. I'll have other mornings like this morning. I set my alarm 6:30 and managed to switch it off. I don't know how I managed to do that. And then that was it. I was like, I don't want to get up now. And I don't know how you're all finding this, but I'm feeling like I'm feeling more tired than I would do working 12-hour days. I feel exhausted and lethargic, and I don't know whether that's because I'm sitting around a lot more than I normally would, despite going on my daily walk and despite doing some form of daily exercise, whether that be getting into our kind of gym or doing yoga. I'm still feeling really tired and drained, and that in itself I feel has a bit of a knock-on effect. So my normal exercising, it does help me. It's taking a lot more effort, and I feel like maybe people that don't normally exercise or don't normally exercise much, they would find that even harder because, if you're not used to doing exercise anyway, I'm pushing myself because I know that I'll feel better afterwards, but people that maybe aren't, I know that this will be a really difficult time.
How do you other guys feel, Natalie or Donna, Nicola? Is it the same for you?
I'm not sleeping very well like you, and I've been waking up at a really early time, like at 4:30 most mornings. But also going to bed early. I'm just tired. I feel tired, but I don't feel very well. I've got a cold, so which doesn't help. But so I'm not sleeping very well. Definitely not.
What are you finding is helping is exercise?
Well, I'm just normally I do a lot of running, so what you were saying, Jill, before about the breathing, since when I was running, I did a lot of conscious breathing and mindfulness through running because I was trying to go for long distances. But since I've been injured, I'm definitely using mindfulness less. And breathing techniques less. Also, some of the stuff that I used to do in work around breathing and mindfulness when I was out and about, because things felt quite stressful, I'm not doing as much because I'm not as stressed at work. So I'm probably doing more kind of less mindfulness type breathing stuff now than I was before.
Yeah, because it's different. I think I mean, I exercise. I love the gym. It's part of my routine, and I'm doing at-home exercises. I'm missing the gym for sure, but I'm again, like you said, I'm saying to myself, no, I need to do this because I know it's going to make me feel so much better.
Yeah.
But what I do think is that the mind is so important, because it's like when you exercise, right? You train, you build lean muscle, you start to enjoy the way that you look and the way that you feel. And it's exactly the same with our minds. We need to almost train our minds. But so many of us don't do that. We neglect that part and we go straight into the physical exercise, which is super important, but that's amazing. But if your mind isn't great, then we wonder why am I doing all this? I'm doing all this exercise and I'm getting this buzz, but I'm still feeling low. And I think when there's this common theme coming up that I'm so tired and I'm feeling exhausted, I think that's because mentally we are being triggered like we've never been triggered before. There's more things going on at home. I know. I mean, in terms of my work, it really hasn't changed because all of my work and my coaching that I do is online. But lo and behold, I've got 2 kids here full time, and I'm like trying to be a teacher. I mean, I didn't really particularly like school. I'm like, how am I doing with this job? And it's like, and my patience, I feel like I'm being triggered. And again, like you guys, I'm like tired, and your adrenaline is like up here, down here, and then it's like, we get that kind of high, and then it's like, right, we feel like we're spinning, and then it's like, oh my God, I need to ground. And I think that's when we talk about people's diet. And I made a joke yesterday, but I'm being deadly serious. My diet has been shocking because I keep just walking by the cupboard going, I'll just take another couple of Jaffa cakes.
Yes.
I'll just take another couple of Jaffa cakes. Nothing. No, everybody was bulk buying toilet rolls. I was bulk buying the Jaffa cakes.
Chocolate and wine.
I'm bulk buying the Jaffa cakes. But it's like, again, it's that the quickest way is that sugar. It's like, oh my God, I need something just to, take me back down. And it's like that spike. But I do believe that it's we as human beings and as people that we are, and on an unconscious level, we've been programmed to, always go, and especially as mums, right? 100 miles an hour. We're full-time workers, we're like super mom, we have the kids, and we do all these things. And actually that's programmed in us. I mean, my mum worked 3 jobs, she was a single mom. So it was almost like she always put my sister and I first. So I kind of took that role on as a parent, and then I had to really work hard on myself to say, do you know what? First thing in the morning, I'm going to have that time for me, because it's not selfish. Actually, when I have this time for me to practice mindfulness, even if it's just for 30 minutes, to say, right, how do I feel today? How do I want to show up? And journaling's really good for that, just brain dumping, because we take so much in here. If we just, brain dump, scroll down some stuff around how we're feeling, set a couple of intentions, and send ourselves love, and sit with how we're feeling. If we're feeling anxious, instead of trying to resist it, be like, do you know what, actually I feel a little bit anxious right now. Okay, I'm going to send myself a little bit of love, rather than trying to resist it, because if we try and resist it, we cause so many blocks, and it shows up in so many other aspects of our lives. I think sometimes we just need to cut ourselves a bit of slack, put ourselves as mums and dads, whoever's watching, first, give ourselves that time first before we show up for anyone else. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I think another thing, just on that about making time, is and Sarah and I talked about this today, is been speaking to friends a lot more, whether it be on like house party apps on Zoom and different things, is really trying to reach out and connect with some of my friends. I've got a friend that lives in Australia who's struggling at the moment, and we've been speaking every day. We've been FaceTiming and arranging with my other group of friends saying, let's do a Zoom meetup. And Sarah said she's doing catch-ups with their friends, and that's been really nice, actually, just connecting, making time for your friendships, which quite often get so neglected because it's the bottom of the list of everything that we do, isn't it? And just having that connection again has been really nice, and actually quite reassuring for a bit, just that everybody's in the same boat and just all kind of feel like looking out for each other.
Yeah, it's that talking it out, isn't it? I think, and I've always messaged like my close friends, but we've been doing video calls, and we never normally do that. We normally like meet up every few months, or whenever we were passing by. And I've been the same. I've been doing these video calls every other night or so with different groups of friends, and then different groups of friends have merged, and that's been lovely. And it's been so nice, and I kind of feel like that's something that I really want to take forward after this. Is like, rather than just do a WhatsApp group or this and that one night a week or whenever you might plan that, it's just been so lovely just having an hour to catch up with friends and share those experiences. And that's been one of the big things for me. So my coping mechanisms and things like what Jill said is that I've been the days that I have that are good days, I'll get up in the morning and I will journal, and I'll have hot water and lemon, and then I'll do some form of exercise, whether that be train or do a bit of yoga, and then that sets me up for the day. And then like I said to Jill, I love a little to-do list. So if I can get through some of my to-do lists, then I feel like I've had a productive day. But I think the main things that are setting me up are that journaling. And with sleep, like Natalie, you say you're struggling sleeping, what I've really found helps are the sleep meditations. And there's loads of apps out there, aren't there, that you can get. And I think it's just a case of finding good ones. Jill's recommended great ones to me, and they really helped. I kind of got on board with them last year, going through everything with Stanley and finding it difficult to sleep then, obviously because I was worrying every single night. And actually, they were the only reason I slept. And so I've re-brought that tool back now while we're all going through this stressful, anxious time again. And those have really helped just to take your mind off everything, because again, like you say, with picking up your phone in the morning or any time of day, it's a really difficult thing to avoid, isn't it? Because whether you just go on social media or you get a message from a friend or people are sending all these silly things on WhatsApp, it's 90% of the time it's got something to do with COVID-19. So it's always being brought back round. I mean, even what we're doing now is obviously reflecting on the situation we're going through. So it's kind of always there. So I think it's nice to have something where you can switch off, whether that be talking to friends about something else or playing a quiz with them or that meditation in the evening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think the hot water and lemon thing I need to do. I've been drinking so much coffee. I just feel like I'm constantly boiling the kettle.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what should I do? Oh, should I make a brew? I'm not have another cup of coffee.
I know. And that's it. That can play havoc. I know. And it can play havoc though, too much caffeine, can't it? But we go, gosh, I'm on my fifth cup.
It's just a habit that I've got into now. It's just like
go on.
Habit. Sorry.
What were you saying, Donna? No, go on.
It's just like a habit that I've got into now. It's like I have a conversation with, I'll reply to a few messages on WhatsApp and like right, I've done that now I'll have a brew and then boil it, and then I'm like, did I boil that? So I'll boil it again, and then I'll boil it again. So I've spent my whole life in the kitchen. Like, I don't need it.
The kettle's constantly hot at the moment.
Yeah.
But between the two of us, like John's still working from home, so he's either up making a brew, or if I've just done something, I go, okay, I better make another cup of tea then. It's not always that beneficial, though, is it? Like Jill said, for me, it's like tea or coffee, and actually that can play havoc, can't it? So that thing that you're doing that becomes a bit of a habit can then have a knock-on effect.
Yeah.
I've got a routine of having a bath now though, every night when you're at home, because it's like it takes about half an hour, so it's like great. I've got half an hour of the day sorted for that.
Do you find that helps?
Yeah, no, it does. And I've been training a lot more as well. So I've got my Radox muscle thing, and I sit in there for about half an hour without the phone though. So it is just like sat in the bath, just sort of simmering.
And is that like
I never do that in London because I haven't got time.
I think having no phone thing does help, Donna. It's having a bit of time away from your mobile phone, because I found that obviously with not having face-to-face clients when I wouldn't be using my phone, I am looking at it a lot more. Even not just looking at things on the news, but just messing about with it and looking at apps and fiddling around with your phone, just becoming reliant upon it really. Like I'm having to charge it twice a day.
Oh yeah. I'm just sat with it in the chin charge constantly. But I've been when I go to bed, it's on aeroplane mode and it's off for 10 hours. But I mean, I won't lie, it's the first thing I pick up when I wake up. That is really bad. But
Again, it's habit though, I think you were saying there, Donna, and I think it's good that the point you made about flight mode, and that's what I always say to clients, switch it off at like maybe 9 at night, and then what I try and say is try not to put it on until 9 in the morning, because nobody expects a reply before 9 really. And I think it's that habit, and I started having a wee game with myself when I was doing it, I was like, God, I felt like I was like, oh yes, I'm winning. I'm not putting that phone on till 9 o'clock till I've got the kids off at school. Obviously, we don't have that now, but it feels really quite refreshing just to not put it on, and then you do go into your messages more energized. Again, it's easy to start to take that dip right now, and I don't know why I found myself taking that dip the last couple of days, and I'm not sure why. I think it must just be because the dynamics in the house have changed, and I'm much more maybe reactive to things. And obviously I practice this and I coach people on it, but I'm not immune to it. I still have to. It's maintenance. We have created habits over years and years of doing things like driving to work when you would drive somewhere, or to Tesco or whatever it would be, and you ever get out the car and you're like, I can't remember driving here.
Yeah.
I actually cannot remember driving here, because we've done it so many times it's become a habit. So it's like anything, it's reprogramming, it's hardwired, so we need to just do it enough times it becomes a habit. But it is so good for us if we can even try. We should do that, right? For the next week, everyone agree not to put their phone on, to keep it on flight mode, because your alarm will still work. So it's on flight mode until 9 a.m. and we should just come back and see how we go on.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Let's do that.
Here's an action.
There's an action. Exactly.
Action.
How have people found it with being productive in the day? Do you feel like pressure to do things being at home? There's lots of like accounts that are going, you could clear out your wardrobe, or you could bake a cake, or you can gut the house, do your spring cleaning, or do these fun things with the kids. How have you all
I'd love to feel that pressure to clean my house, but it just doesn't come.
I know.
I'm not actually at home. I'm at my family home, so
What have you gone? Have you isolated up in the northeast with your family?
Well, I came home for Mother's Day on the Friday the 20th, and I haven't been back.
I've never been back.
Down on the Monday, was it the 23rd?
Yeah.
I would never go home that early anyway, so I've only got my weekend attire, and my whole life's in London, but I'm up here. I did bring some some stuff home, like my resistance bands and a bit of weight, fortunately. So I've been sort of training up here and doing some online stuff as well. But yeah, I should be in London. I don't actually live where I am, but I'm sort of stuck here.
How does that feel though? Because I bet a lot of people have found themselves in that scenario where they've, that weekend of lockdown, like say it was Mother's Day and things like that, then you've ended up somewhere else. How does that feel knowing that you're kind of there unended? Is that?
Well, do you know what? Actually, it's kind of worked out better, really, because the amount of horrible things that are going on at the minute, it's like being at home, I feel safe. When you're at your mum and dad's house, I feel a lot safer. But at the same time, I just want to go home because I feel trapped. I feel like I can't go. Well, if I go home, I'll get fined. It's a long way to go.
That's it. I mean, it's not the right thing to do, is it? So you are where you are. But it's interesting because I imagine a lot of people have found themselves in that scenario where you're either not at home or you're apart from. I've got a friend and she's up in Aberdeen, where she's from, and she lives in London normally, and she found herself up there when the lockdown happened. So now she's up there on her own, and you kind of go, oh my goodness, like it's out of our control, isn't it? This is what me and Jill were talking about the other night. I think it's hard to kind of get your head around this because we've all lost control completely of our situations, and I'm struggling with it because it's so like there's no light at the end of the tunnel yet, because we just don't know how long this is going to go on for. So I think like getting some sort of structure in place is kind of key, really, with moving forward, isn't it? So, and it's nice that we're all in it together and we can do things like this that we wouldn't have done, which is lovely. But what would you suggest, Jill, for doing that, for putting some sort of routine in place?
Yeah, and I think there's a pressure on people, right? Because you get, again, we love social media, right? But it can be a bloody killer because you look at someone's highlight reel and they're like, Mrs. hunched out their nut. And you're like, my house, like you were saying, Claire, I'm like, I have no desire to clean my house from top to bottom, neither do I. I look at these people like, oh, my house is so clean. I'm like, oh my God. And then I found myself last week looking at all the mums doing homeschooling that were like nailing it. And I was like ready for like, I think I said to Sarah actually, I think taking a cheese grater to my nipples would have been more fun than what I was doing, right? And I'm being honest, and I think we don't see that on social media, people saying,
This is difficult, yeah.
This is hard. And I think I'm all about showing all sides of yourself and embracing your vulnerability. And my biggest piece of advice to people is, don't compare yourself to a highlight reel. Like, again, when we see all this, it can be overwhelming. Again, you're saying like, sprinkling this, do this, join this group, join that group, da 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 da. And it's amazing that people are giving away so much free content. I think it's incredible. But again, what can happen is it can be overload, and then people just become overwhelmed and do nothing. So my advice is tap into 2 or 3 people, maybe 1 or 2 for exercise that you really resonate with, 1 or 2 for mindset, and the rest, like, mute people that trigger you. Like, definitely mute people that are triggering you, because you're going to go into that fear and judgment of them, judgment of yourself. And, you know, don't see it as, you know, oh God, I have to get up and I have to, you know, to do schoolwork with the kids, and I have to exercise, and I have to do all these things. What I say to people is, you might need to do that, right? If you're a parent, try switching that inner dialogue from I have to I get to. And even just simply using that language, I get to spend time with my kids. I get to exercise today. It just softens it from becoming pessimistic to more optimistic, because when you feel like you have to do something, that language, then there's an automatic, you go into that fight or flight mode, that barrier comes up and you feel resentment. I have to do this today, and I'm annoyed because no one wants to have to do something. But if you switch that dialogue round to today I get to, it instantly changes how you go about it and how you feel. And then
it just takes that pressure away, doesn't it?
There's not that pressure
like necessity.
I get to do it. Okay, so I get to do it, which means I get to do it at lunchtime if I want to, or I get to do it at 7 o'clock in the morning if I want to. I get to play around with this routine today. No, I have to do this because all these other people are doing it this way and I'm a bad mom.
That's really good, that, Jill, because that's also for it to be able to use. So I'm quite lucky, mine are quite willing to do some of the schoolwork, but by lunchtime they're pretty much switched off. But rather than me saying you have to do this, just trying that approach of, do you know what, we've got this to do, kind of, and make it more of a choice. You get to do this, and then something else, and rather than me going into, you just gotta do it. Sitting there frantically Googling what, like when they go, what's a subjective clause? And I'm like,
That's like me. Ask your dad.
While I Google the answer.
Seriously?
Yeah, but taking the pressure off them as well, because like I think as stressful as it is for all of us, I know kids are resilient, but it's a massive change that we're expecting kids to comply with as well.
It is, and that, again, it applies to the kids and it applies to us. Like, if you think about it, we get pissed off, so they're gonna too. They're human beings. You know, times are changing. We just got told when we were younger, and you just conformed, right? But times are changing now, and I see so much with working with people that so much comes back to childhood. Not always necessarily huge trauma, but it's all programming from childhood, the way people show up in life. And I think also with having a routine, if you saying I get to do this today, and it's also saying to yourself, do you know what, if I don't do that, it doesn't mean I'm bad. Like, when we don't do it, right, we go, oh, like, I'm loser, I'm bad, I'm not as good as this person. Actually start asking yourself, is my process wrong? Am I being too strict here? Is the process wrong? You know, because actually, am I being too strict? Am I saying that I need to do every single day, and then when I don't do that one thing, then I'm beating myself up? Actually, no. Look at your process. Could you be a bit looser? Could you change the dialogue? You know, could you have fun with it more rather than being strict? You're not a teacher, right? So chill. You know, you're doing your best. Are your kids happy? Well, if you're not losing it with them, yeah, probably. In the main, right, you all want to be happy, we want the same thing. So look at your process instead of thinking you're bad at it. Look at your process and maybe make some tweaks.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So the kind of things that can help then. So what we started this chat about and where we're at is coping mechanisms, and that we're all going through the same things, and we're all having days that are good and bad and various different reasons. And exercise is a big one. We're gonna post a stretching flow after this, aren't we? That myself, Claire, and Robin, who can't be here tonight to chat with us, she'll be back next week hopefully. We did a stretching flow, so that's something that might help people. It's nice. Like I say, one of my coping things has been yoga, and I found that's really helped, just to take 5-10 minutes a day of just stretching and breathing, and journaling, the meditation. Jill's going to do the breathing with us. Any other things that are kind of helping you all that we can kind of round it off with?
I think just what Jill's point then about, although we need structure, it's losing the pressure of the structure and just relaxing it a bit more, and not putting too much pressure on ourselves.
Turning our phones off.
We're all in the same boat. So, like, not for me, one of my things was, oh God, I don't want the girls to fall behind. But actually, the whole world is not in school. So
Exactly. I know.
It's all relative. So they're all going to be
At the
kind
same.
of in the same position. So it's, what if we
You'll be doing more than one person, but less than another. So you're never going to be able to gauge what's right and what's wrong. And I think, like you said, as long as the kids are happy, and as long as you're looking after yourself, then that's key, isn't it? They're feeling good and doing things that make you feel good and take the pressure off and help us. Like, we've just got to help ourselves through this time, haven't we?
Yeah. I will say something for me, because I don't have children, but all my friends do, who are up here in Middlesbrough, and we've got a group chat, and they're all like, I'm struggling because it's not normal life, but I've got my little routine going, and I'm fine. I'm sleeping. If anything, I'm sleeping better because I'm training 3 or 4 times a day. I'm knackered, so I've got my little routine going. But I think the thing, because you've got the pressure, you've got kids, and you've got those little people to worry about as well. So that added stress might be making you feel a bit unsettled as well. But like you say, Claire, like, everybody I can't think of one person it hasn't affected, either good or bad. Some people are doing really well in the businesses, because like my brother, his business is booming. He delivers food for a living, so he's busy, but then you've got people who are like really struggling, who don't have any work. But it's affecting someone, and like everyone in some kind of way. But I think because you've got kids, that is probably adding to a bit of your stress as well, just because you're worried about them, because it's just a weird time, isn't it? But just don't put pressure on yourself. That's my little motto. There's nothing we can do. There's just nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, negativity, like what we focus on expands. Like if we focus on negative, honestly, it's like a boomerang. It just ping comes back to the universe, like, have some more of that. And it's not easy not to, but what you were saying earlier, Claire, about the news, I don't watch the news in my house. I do not watch that, and I haven't for years actually. And even with COVID starting, my partner was like, I think that you're, I don't think you're taking this seriously. I'm like, well, I am, but I don't want to watch that, because that's never ever going to make me feel good. And I want to feel good. So why am I going to watch that? Like, I think, be informed, but don't watch it on repeat. And I know, like, there's maybe some people that watch this that have it on all the time. Like, we don't need to have that. And if that is going in to your mind, like, you need to stop, because know what you need to know from a reliable source, and then switch off. Like, good people say to me, but how can you avoid it on social media? I'm like, I don't see it. I actually just right past it, because I don't want to feel that way. And that's never, ever, ever going to make me feel, yay, I feel amazing. Never, ever. So we need to be so careful what we're taking in. And I definitely think, for me, it's like trying my very best to have like zero tolerance around negativity. I think we're allowed to be scared. I get it. I am too. There's a lot of uncertainty. No one knows though. But I think, do you know what? I'm going to focus on the positives and practicing gratitude. We hear about this a lot, but it's so important. Even there's always something to be grateful for. You know, the roof over your head, your own health, your family, your friends that you have. And I think we get caught up in the things that aren't going well. Actually, we need to switch that round and start practicing gratitude. And again, it can feel quite alien to people, but even if you spend a minute each day writing 5 things that you're grateful for, it very quickly over time, like over a week or so, your mind will start to change, because you're going to start feeding that every morning with positivity and things that you're grateful for. I'm yet to meet someone that doesn't practice gratitude, that practices gratitude and doesn't feel in a much better headspace. These things work, and they're simple tools.
Definitely, that is, like I said, the journaling really helps. In the morning, just writing those. I just write like 3 things down, like you say, that are grateful, and that might just be a hot coffee, that caffeine, you know, the sun's shining today, or clean bed sheets, you know, little things like that. But it is just getting in that mindset, isn't it? And that does make a big difference to your day, and even just to starting the day and feeling positive, rather than going, oh, you know, oh, I'm sad about this, or I've just looked at that, or, you know, I'm worried about X, Y, and Z. You set yourself up for the day differently.
I also think it's a good opportunity for people right now to maybe like pick a goal, or think of a goal that they would love to do, or something they would love to learn, you know, maybe Spanish lessons or whatever, right? An online course over the next 10 weeks, and set themselves a goal, because people have got this time now to maybe do something that they would have never done before. And YouTube is amazing, because you can get so much free content from YouTube, so people don't necessarily need to spend a lot of money, and understand that that's a huge thing for people right now. So, and it is a stress, but actually they can learn. There's so much on YouTube that people can learn. And I think that if you set yourself a goal that you're maybe going to develop a skill or learn something new, we can maybe get people to share, actually, like, what's the one goal. I think it's good to keep people accountable, because I think, again, we go away from even listening to this and think, oh yeah, that's a good idea, I'm going to look into that goal, and then something else comes in and we don't do it.
Yeah, don't follow it. Yeah.
Actually, we could also, all of us on this, we could start it by saying, right, okay, for the next 10 weeks, I'm going to set myself a goal of, and it could be for someone getting fit, doing 20 minutes exercise every day for the next 10 weeks, you know, or 5 days out of 7. It could be, I'm going to practice and learn mindfulness, and I'm going to actually become an expert in, you know, emotional freedom technique, tapping, a really good thing that people can do to relieve stress. Learn something new. I don't know. I just think giving yourself a goal, and it's something to focus on, you know, every day when you get up, and it's something for you rather than, you know, the kids or anyone else. It's just for you. What's your thoughts, ladies?
No, that's what I used to play the piano years ago, and I have a piano which my husband goes mad about, because it's just sat there with stuff on, music. And actually, this week I've started playing it again, and I've kind of said to myself, I'm going to every day I'm going to play for a little bit on the piano, just because when I'm playing the piano, because I'm thinking about the piano, I'm not thinking about anything else. It's just, I don't have to go outside for it, I don't have to spend any money, it's there in my house. And I've got all my old music and stuff that I still love, and I've not touched the piano properly for years.
Yes.
And I'm going to start playing the piano again.
So is that your
idea?
goal? Yes.
I'll play your song.
Oh my god! I wish I was good at music. I'm just sat here thinking, I just want to get abs in 10 weeks.
Well, there you go.
Get it
After
No, but my mum keeps making me bloody banana bread to go with all these cups of coffee.
But again, something different. I'm going to try and do something different. I'll have a little think, but we could do it, and we could share what we're going to do, keep each other accountable. And I think, again, it's using that dialogue, right? Oh, no, I have to do this. Actually, I get to learn something new over the next 10 weeks. That's exciting. You know, saying I'm excited about this, we get to pick whatever it is you want to do. I get to do that.
That's a luxury, doesn't it, then, that we don't normally have time for, or we don't make time for, or it's a little treat. I've been doing my yoga every day. That's been my thing, to just try and practice 10, 15, 20 minutes of yoga every day, because I do so much training and I love the training, but I don't really take time to do like the nice relaxation and taking time to stretch. So I've been really enjoying that. And again, that's a luxury that I don't normally find any time for. That and reading a book. I've been reading a book. I've not done that for years because of time. Since Sammy was born, I think, because I just don't make time. Normally of an evening I'm learning scenes or picking up scripts, so I'm just shattered and ready for an early start. So I've been trying to get through a few books, which has been lovely.
Yeah.
Nice.
What about you ladies? Who's Natalie? Oh, she's muted.
You.
Ending.
Hi.
What's your goal, Natalie?
I'm going to find a different way. I'm going to try and find a different way to fit mindfulness into my day, which I'm missing from not running at the moment. So that's going to be my aim for the next week.
Nice.
What about you, Nicola? You got one, Nick?
She's muted.
See, I don't finish work until Friday, so this is all new to me. I've got to start from scratch.
Mhm.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I've been watching the news, social media, and there's so much negativity out there. So I don't even know where I'm going to start, just to be, stuck at home. I've got 3 grown-up lads here with me, and husband, so I'm isolated with 4 men, basically.
Practice social distancing, you'll be fine.
Yeah, so I'm going to be climbing the walls. But the one thing I am going to, I've got a couple of deaf tradesmen that come in, so I'm going to learn sign language, I think.
Amazing.
Actually,
So,
DSL are doing some free, I think they've made their courses free at the moment.
all right, okay. I'll have a look, because they come in and I try to communicate the best I can. And I keep saying, I'm going to learn sign language, and I think it's just a perfect opportunity now to do that. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm
Brilliant.
going to.
That's an amazing one, yeah.
Oh, I feel bad about this ab goal I've got now. Doing like things for the community. You know what though? I did actually volunteer for the NHS Samaritan thing. I don't know if you've seen it on social media.
Yeah.
I did, because I was sitting there the other day thinking, I can't cope, I'm just so bored. So I've applied for it, but I think there's been that many people and there'll be that much admin. I might not even get to do it, but even just to go and do something just a little bit like that, just to pass the time would be great, really.
Yeah, I think even though they've been inundated, I think they are getting through everybody all the time, because they're going to need volunteers, because if you're dropping off emergency supplies and ringing people who are on their own, isn't it?
Yeah, I've had a couple of emails just saying we will be in touch, but depending on how long it goes on for, they might need more help. I'm not sure. We just don't know the answer to the questions that we want answering at the minute, do we?
No.
So we've all got a goal.
Yeah.
Love it. Right, we'll have to. We actually have to write it down.
Yeah.
And we keep each other accountable. We'll do little check-ins. What we focus on gets done, ladies.
Definitely. And that's
But
nice.
We get to do it, right?
Yes,
We get.
And it'll be nice to come out of all this, won't it? With all these positive things. I think that's what we have to take away from it. Such a negative, strange situation, but actually, like we were saying, FaceTime and catching up with friends, whether that be new or old, or people we've not spoken to for years, and getting to learn new things or take time out. Like, I'm really enjoying spending time with Stanley, which I'm usually so busy at work that it's nice, although it's a little bit stressful. It's lovely getting to spend that time with him, and I think those are the positives that we have to take out of a negative situation. Definitely.
Yeah, and slowing down. I think just life slowing down being a massive benefit, and being able to look and think, God, it was far too fast.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's taken me a lockdown just to catch up on what I was doing is the means because I had too much to do. So the fact that I needed lockdown just to catch up on my to-do list.
Yeah.
Other
than everything that's going on with the world bad at the minute, all these people that are losing their lives and who are unwell, erasing all that, I can see a lot of positivity coming to come,
Absolutely.
like massively.
Mhm.
Like, you know, just we'll all just be nicer people, more appreciative, you know, spending more, like making more effort with people that we didn't used to make that much effort with. It's just, there's only good can come from this now, apart from all the negative stuff that's coming from it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I think we hopefully won't take things for granted and the little things for granted, you know, just being able to see parents or pop to the shop or get your nails done. You know, just the silly things that you would just do without even thinking about. And even now, jumping in the car to go for a nice walk somewhere, like you can't even do that now, can you? It's just walking in your neighbourhood, if you like. So I think that hopefully on the other side of this, when we get to do all those things again, we'll live and breathe every second of those things rather than it being a chore or having to do this or having to do that. Like Jill said, that will be when we will get to do those amazing things again that we did take for granted.
Yeah. I think we'll all live much more consciously.
Yeah.
You know, we are made up, 95% of us is our unconscious, subconscious. And I think that we will live so much more consciously now, because whilst all these things like holidays and the cars and all these things are nice to have, we don't
Nothing.
We don't need
we
them.
don't need them.
Yeah.
And the money that we waste, right? We waste. I truly believe, notwithstanding the awful things that are happening to people, that we will rise so much stronger, more conscious people and nicer human beings. And if you only need to look at like Venice. So I was in Venice. We spent 4 weeks in Italy in the summer, and we went to Venice and we did the gondola ride. But have you seen now? There's dolphins and everything swimming up there.
Oh, no.
You know, the pollution. Oh, we need this.
In Romford, in Essex, have you seen this picture? It's incredible. There's an apartment block, and on the lawn at the front of the apartment block, there are deer just sat, just like, all right, this is a nice patch of grass, which obviously they would never be there ordinarily, but because the streets are quiet and the people are in the apartments not going anywhere, these deer have just taken up their home outside on the lawn.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Oh, honestly, I could go on and on, ladies. I just truly believe that this is going to, once this all settles down, we will just be more connected, conscious human beings.
It's united the world, hasn't it, I think, which is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, like you say, hopefully we'll all take that moving forward, and it will be in the end a positive thing for the world, if you like.
100%.
Amazing.
I seen a quote yesterday. I can't find it, but just what you're talking about now. Let me dig it out and I'll put it in a group somewhere just so you can read it, because it's basically everything you've just said there. I can't remember where. I'll find it, but it is quite positive.
Amazing. Well, we've been chatting for an hour.
Oh my gosh.
We could totally go on and on and on, couldn't we? But should we wrap it up? And like, that's been so helpful. Again, just chatting to people and connecting and seeing that we're all in the same situation, and that there are things we can do to help our days and our feelings, and to feel the feelings that we're going through. And yeah, and then next week what did we say we were talking about next week? I think it was being at home with kids, which we kind of touched on today. We're going into that in a bit more depth for all of you that are out there with kids, or those of you that aren't. And me and Jill are going to do a live meditation as well, aren't we, over the next couple of days?
Yes.
Yay! So we're going to do the breathing exercise now with Jill, but we are going to do a slightly longer live meditation as well. So look out for that if anyone feels like they want to jump on that, and that has helped massively me.
Definitely. And so with the breathing, I think even just, everyone knows to breathe, right? Because we're all breathing or we wouldn't be here. But just to very quickly help you consciously breathe, so that if you are feeling overwhelmed, any tightness in your chest, maybe just feeling, oh God, I'm having a wee bit of a wobble or a bit of a moment, you know that you can come back to this tool anytime. So when you think about a baby, right, and a baby lying down, a baby's tummy, when they're breathing, moves up and down, right? That's the way we're supposed to be breathing, through our tummy. But so much of the time we breathe from our chests. So we're going to do some belly breaths right now, just for a minute, and it's kind of like sort of breathing in through your nose, because if you just kind of imagine, just close your mouth over, breathing in through your nose for a count of 4. So breathing in deeply, holding it for 3, and then breathing out for 6. And as you breathe out, imagine just like emptying everything out. So empty, 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 empty. So you're breathing, completely breathing out. So we'll do it together. We'll just do a round of 4 together. So I'll count you in, ladies. So mouth closed. So you're breathing in through your nose. Deep breath in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you want to just close your eyes over. Okay, breathing in through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3. Release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So open your eyes. So again, it's just that reminder. And if you do that for 5 counts, I was trying for 10, but a minimum of 5, you will completely just relax your entire nervous system. And it works. It works with me, every time. It works. Sometimes I can do it for 5 and I'm good. Sometimes I need to do it for longer. But just that simple conscious breath work, breathing in through your nose, allowing your tummy to really expand, and then emptying out. A good visualization exercise is when you're breathing it out, imagine that you're emptying, everything that you're holding on to, anything stuck, any stuck energy, any angst. You're just letting it go, and it's releasing from your body as you're breathing out, and then you're breathing in clean air and breathing out. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. That's a nice thing to do if you are having, like say, you're having those feelings, or first thing in the morning, or last thing at night before bed, or even if like you're having a moment with the kids, to just take yourself away.
Every hour.
Yeah, every 5 minutes. Yeah.
Hold on, I'm breathing.
Yeah,
the toilet.
Mommy's breathing. But it is sometimes that's nice. It just brings you back to present, doesn't it? And helps calm everything. I feel definitely needed that this week.
Definitely. Yes.
Yeah. Amazing. Anything else to add before we go, anyone?
I don't think so.
Thank you so much for having me, ladies.
Jill, thank you so much for joining us. It's been amazing, and
Definitely
everything's
going to try those breaths.
Thank you, Jill. You've got a very relaxing voice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm very glad that you said that, Natalie. My partner would disagree. That's so funny. I was doing an interview in London, and she's like, "Oh my God, your accent!" I bet everyone says that to you. I'm like, "Nope, you're the one."
Oh no, it's been amazing. Thank you so much. It's been so great.
Thank
All
you,
of you ladies, thank you. And yeah, me and Claire will be back next week with Robin, hopefully, and another guest, and we'll be chatting about the same kind of thing, but with having kids at home with you, and how we're all coping with that. But look after yourselves. Thank you so much.
Take care.